Imagine America in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Forget Silicon Valley. Think steel mills and sweatshops. Workers faced brutal conditions. They toiled long hours for little pay. Safety? Forget it. It was the Wild West of industry, and workers were often treated worse than cattle. Enter Eugene Debs. This guy was a firebrand for the working class. He saw the injustice, the exploitation, and he couldn't stay silent. He helped found the Industrial Workers of the World, aka the Wobblies. These guys were the punks of the labor movement, fighting for everyone, skilled or unskilled. Debs didn't just talk the talk. He walked the walk, even landing in prison for his beliefs. He understood that the fight for workers' rights was also a fight for democracy itself. He saw the connection between corporate power and political corruption. Welcome to the gig economy, where everyone's a freelancer, but nobody has health insurance. We trade job security for the flexibility to work ourselves to the bone. Union membership is dwindling, and with it, the power of collective bargaining. Remember those worker protections Debs fought so hard for? They're being chipped away, eroded by corporations lobbying for deregulation and tax breaks. We're sold the lie that a rising tide lifts all boats, but the reality is, a lot of folks are drowning in debt while the yachts keep getting bigger. So where are the leaders, the voices speaking truth to power? Where's the outrage, the collective action? It's out there, simmering beneath the surface, but it's fragmented, disorganized. The question is, can it be harnessed into a force for real change? Now, imagine teleporting Eugene Debs into our time. He'd probably be baffled by TikTok and cryptocurrency, but the core issues, the power imbalances, the exploitation, he'd recognize those in a heartbeat. He'd see the gig workers, the Amazon warehouse employees, the teachers struggling to make ends meet, and he'd say, yep, same old story, different century. But would anyone listen? Today we're obsessed with identity politics, with niche issues. Debs, a white guy from the Midwest, might not fit the mold of a modern progressive icon. But here's the thing, he always fought for all workers, regardless of race, gender, or creed. His message was one of solidarity, of recognizing our shared humanity in the face of corporate greed. So, would Eugene Debs be too old, too white, too male, and too straight to be heard by today's youth? How do we channel the spirit of Debs in our time? First, we need to amplify the voices of workers themselves. Let's hear their stories, their struggles, their demands. Second, we need to support unions, even if they're not perfect. They're still the best tool we have for collective bargaining. Third, we need to hold our elected officials accountable. Stop voting for politicians who promise the world and deliver scraps. Demand better labor laws, a living wage, affordable healthcare. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we need to rediscover the power of solidarity. We need to recognize that an injury to one is an injury to all. We need to bridge the divides of race, religion, and political affiliation and stand together as workers, as citizens, as human beings. The fight for workers' rights is not a partisan issue. It's a human issue. We need another National Work Comp Commission to address these issues, and we must ensure basic federal human rights for all workers.